In 2018, I learned some memory strategies from ancient India. They were very old but very smart. People long ago used them to remember big books like the Vedas, Upanishad, epics without writing anything down. I practiced these strategies every day. After a few months, I got a chance to speak in front of a big crowd. The hall was full of people. Just before I started, someone came to me and said, "Your slides are not working. There is some technical glitch." Then, no pictures, no notes, no slides, only me. For a moment, I felt nervous. But then I thought I can still do that. I have my memory. Standing there with no slides and full of audience, I know I had to rely on them. I took a deep breath and I told myself, okay, brain, it is just you and me now. And that is when the magic started. Would you like to know what I exactly have done during that time? In this video, I'm going to explain step-by-step procedure, what exactly I have used during that process. I'm able to deliver my speech without any dependency, external dependency. I'm going to share various ancient knowledge in this video. Stay till the end. I'm going to share some of the brilliant memory concepts. Hi, this is Dr. Manjunath. I'm a speed reading and mind performance coach. And I normally train professional business owners, trainers and coaches on various fast learning strategies. In this video, let us explore some of the brilliant memory concepts. Now let us move on to the strategies. The first thing I did was break my entire talk into 5 clear sections, like putting books on a different boxes in my mind. The box number 1 was my opening story. The part 2 grabbed attention and set the tone. Box 2 was the main problem I wanted to address, so the audience understand why this topic matters. Box 3 was my solution framework, the step-by-step approach I wanted them to remember. And box 4 was the case study, a real example to make this solution feel practical. And the box 5 was my closing challenge, the final message I wanted to leave them with. Once I had those boxes in place, it's basically the mental boxes, mental folder. I did not have to think about the entire talk all at once. Just I had to focus on the book on that box I was currently on. And when I finished one, I moved to the next one. This is what called indexing method. Long ago, ancient Indian scholars used the same approach to remember exactly where the particular text verse was inside the huge scripture. They did not just memorize the words, they memorized where those words belonged. That's how they could jump to any part without searching from the beginning. It is a brilliant indexing pattern. I know in my speech, I know my talk had 5 parts, but that was not enough. I had to make sure it went in the right order. So that's when I used the second technique, another ancient trick, linking each idea into the next like a chain link. For example, so I want to talk about different elements, problem statement, solution, story, case studies. We need to go with a linking pattern. If I say problem, my mind should immediately bring the next one. What is that? Solution. I'm going to connect that. Problem, solution. Solution, data. Data, case studies. It's like a chain link. I'll give you one more example. Let us take, you want to remember 5 data. Let us take the first one is a jungle. Second one is a Superman. Third one is a rice bath. Fourth one is a Statue of Liberty. And fifth one is a mango. What you can do is you need just connect like a chain link. Let me explain. First one, jungle and Superman. Connect with jungle and Superman together. Next one is Superman and rice path. Connect Superman and rice path together. See, we are grouping two words together. It is called chain link. That's what I did in my speech. I told myself problem and solution connect as a chain. If I say problem, my mind immediately jumps to solution. And then I combine solution and story as a chain link. After I give the solution, I know a story comes next to make it relatable. The next one I connected with a story and data. Once I complete the story, I backed up with facts and numbers because the data I need to talk about. Then I connected data with case study. After the numbers, I show the real example to prove it works. So what I did here is a very simple process. I started connecting one after other, two together as a chain link. After I complete one action item, other one your brain immediately bring into your conscious mind. And this link method was used by ancient Vedic students to recite huge passages without losing their spot. Each word or verse act like a hook pulling up with the next one. And for me, on that stage, it meant I did not have to force myself to remember what came next. My brain just followed the chain automatically, almost all like my talk was running on autopilot mode. What comes, what comes, what comes. So this is one of the brilliant exercise you can try. And the next scenario I would like to highlight, it's a beautiful scenario. And during that time, you know what happened next? Halfway through my talk, someone asked a tough question. Most people would stop and think, where do I have to start? But I did not. Before I went on stage, I had already placed my answer in a different spots on my body. This is called body system memorization, or in ancient India, they call it as Nyasya, Nyasa. Here is how it works. Think about your first classroom in school. The moment you picture it, you can see the blackboard, the teacher, the bench, even a smell of the place. That is because location trigger memories. That means one memory can bring lot of other memories. Just try to recall first standard. Just tell yourself first standard classroom. Think about what kind of memories you can bring into your conscious mind. There are a lot of memories, right? Classroom, blackboard, your teacher, your PT, your tiffin box, your playing ground. See, one memories. I just mentioned that first standard classroom. Your mind will try to bring lot of related memories. It is called trigger point, hook. In my own example, I just use my own body part to store certain information. I first decided my head is the first trigger point. My nose is my other trigger point. My shoulder is my other trigger point. My hands are other trigger point. What I did? I started storing information in that part of my body. So for example, my head, I just kept global example. Something big picture, I just stored in my head. My nose, the personal story, something emotional. I store the data. When I just touch my nose, I try to recall those data. My hands, I store particular tips, step-by-step advice. In my shoulder, I stored some of the case studies. It's like linking information in some place. It is called body system memorization. So in that situation, when the question came, I did not think of the old talk. Just thought, which spot does this belong to? So I went straight into that particular location. I already stored those data, and then I started talking about that. And the story come out instantly. That is the beauty of this method. You don't search your whole memory, just go to the right location and pull out what you need. You need to practice this. This is one of the brilliant exercises I keep using in most of my regular activities, in my talk, in my presentation. It is working beautifully. And one more powerful method similar the body system memorization is a mandala memorization. For example, in my case, I imagined my 5 section as a circle, with each part sitting in its own space, like a slices of a pie. As I spoke, I just moved around that circle in my head and remember and recall instantly. And ancient Indian scholars used something similar called mandala, a kind of diagram that helped them arrange and remember large amounts of knowledge quickly. They could see the information in a pattern, so it was easy to follow in order. I used the same idea that day. Instead of complicated diagram, I had a simple mental circle. And as long as I followed it, I stayed relaxed, confident. I could look people in the eye while speaking. The talk went way better than I expected. People came up forwards and said, it felt like you were speaking straight from memory. Everything was so clear and well organized. And what they did not know was that I had an entire system running quietly in the background like a mental GPS. The indexing method told me exactly where I was in the talk. The linking method made each point flow into the next, and the body mapping gave me instant access and to the examples where I needed them. And it felt effortless on the outside, but inside these ancient techniques were guiding me step by step, making sure I never lost track, never skipped a point, and stayed confident from start to finish. So here is what I want you to take away from this experience. Organize any idea like books on your box. That is the ancient indexing method called samhita. And the second one, link each point to the next like a chain. That is kramapata, that keeps your flow smooth. And anchor details to places on your body or a mental diagram. That is nyasa and mandala. And it makes recall instantly. These techniques are centuries old, but they will work today also brilliantly. Whether you are in a meeting, giving a speech, or sitting in an interview, they can help you stay confident, clear, and in control. Try making note of this concept and use in your real life scenario. See the real magic. Finally, some of you might be thinking, why I need to memorize? We are using mobile, computer, or some other electronics gadget. Why I need to memorize? You know, right? It's a cognitive ability. When you memorize, and you will be able to recall instantly anytime. You upgrade your neural pathway. Second one, as soon as you start storing the data inside again and again, your brain will connect and create a lot of new ideas. That is the reason you need to store. In this AI world, so informations are available everywhere. But AI with your mind, when you connect deeply, you'll be able to grow next level. And even if you want to know more about AI and books, I've created one more video. Please check this video and you will understand whether you can use AI or you can use even books for gaining knowledge. It's a brilliant exercise. Please watch. With that, friends, I'm done with today's concept. I hope you got some knowledge, some clarity on a memory dynamics. Go and apply. All the best. This is Dr. Manjunath. I'm signing off. I'll meet you in the next video. If you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe and share. All the best. Thanks so much. More power to you.